JP, ID, EN, let's go. I messed up. Let's go.
Now that's an intro. Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of this little series that we have talking about holoLive. If you've seen our past 2 episodes, we talked about Japanese. Last episode, you've seen us in my RV talking about the Indonesian members. And now, today, we're going to be talking about, I think, probably in our longest video, the English members.
Maybe longest. Maybe.
This might be our longest video thinking about it now because of how much we actually adore the English branch. I'd admit, that's a really catchy intro.
And I messed up, too. It would have been like,
Would you like
I still messed up.
Would you like to redo that again?
Yes. JP, ID, EN, come on. Forget about it. That's why I need to rehearse it.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, thank you for joining us today. This is episode 10, if you think about it. That's interesting.
Episode 10.
This is incredible. We made it to 10 episodes talking about one of our favorite topics of all times, holoLive.
Yes, indeed.
Specifically the English branch because, well, of us being English speakers, we know a lot more about the English members more than the other branches, mostly.
Yes.
So, before we get started, so again, I'm Ivan, this is Caspian. We're your host and co-host of the ICduhweebs podcast. And again, thank you for joining us in this episode for today. So, to get things started, as we were talking about holoLive English.
Specifically, the EN branch.
Yes. So, what caught your interest in holoLive English?
It was from a JP member that got me into holoLive. But I guess the first EN member would be from Gen 1, which we're going to talk about. So.
And quickly for me too, yes, I've also gotten into them. At first, I wasn't really into them as much. It wasn't until, I believe, when they were first introduced, that following summer, that's when I got into them. And it sort of like blossomed to like how I enjoyed their status as VTubers today. So without further ado, I think we should introduce the first generation of the holoLive EN members.
Each gen has a name.
Yes, and the first one that we're going to be talking about is holoMyth.
holoMyth.
So
yes.
Each of them representing a mythical type of...
yes, all of them, yes. Well, we'll get to
quote
that.
unquote, yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to go through the order based off the shirt I'm wearing. So, first things first, let's talk about the most popular English VTuber within the
most popular.
Yeah, I think maybe even English VTuber today. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's none other than our beloved Gawr Gura.
Gawr Gura. Yes, indeed. I'd say most popular back when they debuted, and then, would you say now?
I say probably now, but
she's definitely one of the more popular.
Yes.
Well-known holoLive members overall. So
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she surpassed majority, if not all, of the Japanese members with the most subscribers.
I think she reached 4 million.
Yeah, she's over 4 million right now.
So,
but I don't know how it is now due to her hiatus. This is taking place on December 25, 2023, as of this recording. So, we don't know where her current status is right now, but she's still the most popular English VTuber in holoLive, let alone holoLive in general.
Yes. Some interesting things about Gawr Gura. I guess she's pretty much the brat of the of myth.
Kusogaki.
The Kusogaki.
Yeah, like if you learn from our previous episode, so brat in Japanese. So other than Gura, Shion is one of them, and then in Indonesia, Kobo is another one.
For Ian, we have Gawr Gura, and she's very funny with her interactions with some of her gen mates, and along with other holoLive members. So there's So funny, so funny. It was
She
like
is.
she's one of the ones that would like. Some of her conversations are like either I'd say weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes weird, and sometimes it's like she gets into some kind of arguments with some of the other hololive members. Specifically, this one, which we will discuss soon. So.
But all the more, she's just straight up, in my opinion, she's my favorite out of the group. But we'll get to the others in a bit because each of them have their unique traits whatsoever. So, the number one thing I absolutely love about Gura though is her singing.
Yeah, her singing, especially probably her most known song, Reflect.
Yes, good gracious, the way how she sings in Japanese, let alone English, and what was the beginning of that song? Is it Greek?
I don't even know what language it is. I thought it was like something else, but
Yeah,
maybe,
it could
maybe
be. I
not.
don't remember off the top of my
By
head.
the
They're
way,
so
she's
good.
a shark. She's a
Yeah,
shark
she's a
girl.
shark girl, basically. And she's one of the
Forgot to
smallest
mention
members
that.
of hololive in general.
Yeah.
She's not the
At
smallest, but she's...
I think at 4 or 4'1".
I think she's 4. I think I'm wrong, though.
I think she's the third smallest.
Yeah. Who's smaller than Gura? Kobo? No, wait.
No, Copo's
No.
taller.
No. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Yeah. We'll get to the other one.
She's definitely one.
Yeah,
one of the
we'll get to
smallest.
that one later on. So, yeah, she's basically one of, if not the smallest member in hololive EN. So, yeah, and she's also one of the funniest in the weirdest of ways, like how you mentioned earlier when it comes to like the collabs and stuff.
Interactions with the other members.
It's also like her misunderstanding of certain things.
Yeah, either a misunderstanding or
Yeah.
her like
Misinterpreting them in like in a way that she knows that like we understood what she meant, but at the same time too, it's just like taken out of context.
Yeah.
Like one example that I could think of is her collab with Kiara and
Oh, are you talking about the math one?
yes.
It's like we have grades 1 to 5. She literally thought it was 1, 2, and 5 when it's
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And then we're the others.
It's so, oh my gosh. Bro.
That's another charm factor that I love about Gura is that she tends to be misunderstood, but at the same time too, it's all in for fun.
Yeah.
Like
So,
she means well, but I think that's like the quirkiness of it.
is.
But yeah, I think the biggest impact though of Gawr Gura is because of how much the Japanese viewers love her.
Yeah, especially some of the JP members of hololive. Like literally, Gura is their Oshi. For example, Nekomata Okayu.
Their Mogu Yummy performance together is so adorable.
It was good. It's very good. Very good. So,
Yeah, it's not just that too, but even like the people who live in Japan goes and watches Gura so that they could study English.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to learn English, straight up English from Gura, but like, it's funny.
It works out from time to time though, because yeah, there are some that are actually successful about it too. Like there's one comment that I saw that because of watching Gura's stream, he ends up becoming an English teacher in Japan. In my opinion, that's incredible. And that's just the span of only watching Gawr Gura on hololive. If you could inspire someone like that with that power, then that's incredible. So, honestly, all power to her because she is like very inspirational to all members of not just hololive, but like all those watching her. And yeah, maybe she could also be a controversial figure from time to time because of the way how she looks, but we oversee that because we understand like the culture of Japan and why she's like this. And heck, she even accepts it because it's her stature. And if they make fun of her for it, she doesn't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sort of like us when we come to discuss our podcast. We don't care about anything.
Yes.
We just respect our opinions and your guys' opinions as well.
Exactly. So, moving on. Going back to all of them are mythical creatures. Yes. Our next quote-unquote mythical creature, Amelia Watson, or Ame for short. Yes. What makes her so mythical? She's British.
A British detective.
So mythical.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, yeah. So Amelia Watson, she's based off of a British. Well, I wonder, a certain British detective. Why am I drawing a blank?
Certain British detective who could oversee the powers of Amelia Watson.
I'm not even gonna attempt a British accent. Anyways, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure my accent was horrible too, but I attempted it.
I will say that, especially when she collabed with Gura,
Oh
it
my gosh, her collabs with
is
Gura are the best.
one of the most iconic duos in EN overall.
But out of all the members between this group in particular, I say she's one of the smartest.
She's one of the, especially in some, for example, in the Among Us, she actually is a detective. She like finds all the puzzles. It's like all the hints she gathers and information, and she honestly, she can almost figure out like who is exactly the imposter and all
Yeah.
that.
Not only that too, but even like outside projects that she works on. Like, I don't know if you guys remember like the VR presentations. Anytime when these five are represented in their VR models and they like do adventures together, most of that, if not, was almost all Ame's ideas. Of
It's
course, like other YouTubers are like helping out with the project as well, but like Ame is the mastermind behind all of it.
she's pretty much the leader of the group in some
Yeah,
ways.
yeah. But I see them as equals one way or
Yeah,
another.
they're equals, but yeah, like when it comes to like sometimes most of the time taking in charge, it probably would be, I'd say, Ame.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they're all equals.
One thing that I absolutely adore her from time to time as well, just like Gura, actually like her singing.
Her singing is interesting, yes.
Yeah. To be fair, she's not my favorite, but she has like one of the
She has a nice
she has
voice.
like, yeah, in my opinion, she has one of the cutest voices when it comes to singing, especially when it comes to singing particular songs. One of them is "Kiss Me." I don't know if you heard any of her karaoke streams, but yeah, it's like one of the songs that you normally hear on the radio. I don't want to sing it due to copyright.
I don't even know, but okay. I don't
Yeah,
think I know, so.
yeah. And if, for those of you who that I those of you who know what I'm talking about. So anytime she sings that song, in my opinion, I think it sounds very beautiful, very lovely, and it actually makes me want to actually like hug her and hold her, because of how adorable she's singing the song. But the thing that I love about her singing is that when she first started, she's like almost always off key. She sounds a little off compared to like the rest of her gen mates, but throughout the years, her voice, her tone, and the everything that she learned kept progressing.
It improved over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, basically to the point where it's like, in my opinion, when they first made their debuts in their 3D models in a concert, Amelia Watson basically had my favorite performance.
I see.
And in my opinion, she wasn't even the best singer. She just stole it for me. Her presentation, the way how she sang, the way how everything was from start to finish from her alone. For those of you who are referring to, it's the song "Put It In."
Oh, that song.
Yeah, when she sang it, oh my gosh, it melted my heart. I loved it. In my opinion, my favorite performance of that year's concert.
Okay, okay.
It really blew me out of the water. That had like my full-on respect for Amelia Watson. Not only as like the mastermind behind like all the other things that she does for hololive in English, but also for her singing and the way how she could improve herself as a talent.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, Ami's pretty much, out of all of them, the most gamer.
Yes,
Most gamer.
she's very hardcore gremlin.
Yeah, the gremlin. And her rage,
I can't even say it.
it's
Something
like
like
that.
that, yeah.
So, on to our next mythical,
According to my
quote
shirt,
unquote, mythical creature. From the looks of it, we have
Mori Calliope.
or Calliope Mori. Or, I'd say, some people would call her Callie.
Callie. Yeah, we usually call her Callie.
She is, her as a mythical, her myth is that she is the Grim Reaper's apprentice. Not the Grim Reaper herself, but
Yeah.
no.
She's not the actual Grim Reaper, and she's not the actual daughter, but she's the apprentice.
She has a scythe, she's training, and so forth.
Yeah.
So, about her, one, even before she joined, she is a rapper. She makes her own music.
Yes.
They're really good. Really
Yeah.
good music.
She's amazing.
Of course. Some of her raps, and then the songs that aren't raps, they're amazing.
They're great, honestly.
Beautiful and amazing.
Holy moly. This is why out of all the members here so far, Callie's hands down the best singer of the group.
Yeah. The fact that she was already doing this before them, so...
Yeah. Heck, she's even signed to a record label. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's how much hard work and dedication she puts in. Plus, what I love about her, and I know it's sort of ironic, is the controversies that people have about her. Specifically in regards to her rapping.
Yeah. 'Cause there are some people that are, like, hating on her.
Yeah, for absolutely no reason.
They're just jealous, or, like, they don't...
Yeah, they're
No.
like saying like, oh, you don't understand what rap is like. Oh, this isn't rap, this is garbage.
Like, other than rap, like, music in general could have been, like,
It's
anything.
subjective.
And the fact that it can change every day, and even from before, like what the heck?
Exactly. Plus, music is subjective. Not everyone's going to agree on
Everyone
opinions
has their own opinions. Okay?
Exactly, 'cause
their own
not-
taste in music.
Exactly, because not everyone's going to agree on like what version of rap is the best to use anyways. Because some people like to use hardcore stuff and like maybe like drop as many swear words as you want inside the song. Or it just has to be like positive and uplifting. Or it has to have like a good beat to it. But no, all that doesn't matter. As long as you like the genre
If you like
in general,
the music,
go for it.
Go listen to it.
Yeah.
If you don't, just don't listen to it.
Exactly.
Don't bother.
This is why I mentioned in the first episode that I really like the Wiggles. I don't care if you want to make
like
fun
the
of me for it.
Wiggles,
It
too.
doesn't matter. I enjoy that stuff. So
Nothing's wrong with the Wiggles.
it doesn't matter. So for Callie, it's basically the same thing. If you don't like her music, don't listen to it.
Don't listen to it.
Exactly.
Don't say anything. Just
Yeah, don't say
listen to
anything
it.
bad
There's
about
no
it.
reason to say anything.
Exactly.
So,
You're just making yourself look bad. We're just saying this now.
everyone has their own opinions.
But keep it to yourself.
At least respect. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sign of respect.
So
Yeah,
other
because
than-
there are definitely some songs that I want to say especially for originals, that I don't really fond of enjoying listening to them. But I'm not blurting them out saying, "Oh, that song's horrible."
it's not his favorite, but of course.
Exactly.
They're so
Yeah,
good
some
in
of
their
them
own
are even
way.
from Callie's, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because
So-
again, not all of her songs are great, but at the same time too, I respect for what she's doing,
Yeah.
and plus she
Exactly.
handles it professionally.
Yeah, unlike some other people.
Exactly. But
So-
that's like the best thing I love about Callie is that she's the most mature, she's the most understandable. She knows what she's doing. And basically when like someone drops the ball on something, she will have the ball picked back up and have things rolling again.
Yes.
This-
So
yeah, that's just the gist of it.
aside from music, I do love her. She's a good Japanese speaker too.
Yes.
Like,
Surprising.
she can easily like communicate with JP members. So like, it's very interesting. And then of course one of the things that I love about Callie is that her collabs and interactions with the other members,
Yes.
whether if it's her own gen mates, specifically Gura or Kiara, or with other like JP members or ID members. So,
Yeah. Like one of my favorite ones, even currently right now, is between her, this one, but we'll get to in a second, and Kobo.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, they're dynamic. They're
The father and son duo.
they're family. So, yeah. And then
Yeah.
of course, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, other than that, Callie also has a cute side to her.
She has her Calliope moments.
One of them is like her cover of Kawaii Kate Gomen.
Yeah, that song. So, there's that. The Grim Reaper's apprentice. Also the what is it? The Grim Rapper or something? I don't know. There was something like that.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the full description of that's called.
Anyways, moving on to our next mythical creature. Down, if I don't even know if you can see that on this shirt, but the next one is
The Flight
the
of the
one all the
Phoenix.
way over there, Takanashi Kiara,
The Phoenix of hololive.
the Phoenix of hololive. Yes, one of the original members of holoTori, that group of birds, and yeah. So about her, one funny thing about her, is that she's German, and yet she was born in Austria. And I love how some of JP members, they thought that since Austria sounds similar to Australia,
Australia, yeah.
they thought Kiara was Australian.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning, she was like she was fine with it as a joke, and then later on, it was like, no, I'm German. I'm from Austria, not Australia. One of the recent ones was like her and Roboco, and just the confidence when Roboco said, "Yeah, I will visit you in Australia."
Australia.
Yeah, that's
Good
so
gracious.
funny.
Kiara is just a great motivator in general because I feel like when it comes to like someone that needs uplifting, Kiara is always one they could always go to. And especially when it comes to like again like we mentioned collabing with their gen mates, and honestly I think the best collab that she like goes with together is with Callie
With Callie mostly,
because of their relationship together.
with
Um,
Opal.
yeah, and not only is like that sister relationships, more like mother father with Kobo, but like many other things as well along with them. Because when I first saw them together, I always like shipped them together in a way, in a weird way. I don't know. It's just something that seems interesting to me because of like how they are with each other, I guess you could say, because the way how their personas clash with each other just sort of work hand in hand.
So Callie represents death, and Kiara represents as a phoenix, so like eternal life and all that. Resurrection, like what's the word?
Resurrection.
Pretty much resurrection, rebirth, and all that. So like their dynamics together is very interesting.
Plus, we got to mention about KFP real quick.
Yeah, she is the owner of her restaurant KFP, Kentucky Fried Phoenix. I wonder. It sounds familiar to something else, but no, it's not. Her staff at KFP are none other than chickens. They sell
I honestly, I think
questionable as to what they sell over there, but yeah,
honestly one of my favorite mascots out of the group.
yes.
But at the same time too, she's also what was her talk show called again?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember, but she does have a talk show where with one of her like special guests would be a JP member or ID member.
yeah, or
Even
indies.
VTubers outside of
Yeah,
hololive.
yeah, like Iron Mouse. Holy moly, that was shocking.
Yeah, very interesting.
Even like other like indie VTubers too that you don't really know, but like once you see it on her channel, it's like, oh, I recognize them.
Yeah,
It's like that type of thing. It's awesome.
it is. It is. I'd say out of them, she is the least gamer.
Yeah.
She's more like outgoing.
Yeah, I say she's the more sociable type because at least for her, she speaks multiple languages too.
Yes.
So not just English, but like as Caspian mentioned, German and Japanese. I think
She was trying to learn Korean at
yeah.
some point, and then I don't know. I think another European language, but I don't remember. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah. But that's Callie, Kiara.
Yeah, that chick, Phoenix. Yeah. All right, and our last member of holoMyth, I'd
No-
say one of the most adorable ones of
Yeah,
the
in
end.
my opinion, she's the most heartfelt out of the group. This is Ninomae Ina'nis, or Ina for short.
Ninomae
You're making me mess up now.
Ninomae
Ninomae Ina'nis.
Yeah, Ina. Yes, Ina.
Ina.
And her myth is that she is
Atako.
I was gonna say Cthulhu, but or like something like Cthulhu.
Cthulhu?
Like with the
Cthulhu.
tentacles and
Cthulhu doesn't have tentacles, no?
yeah, it does.
Really? Oh, maybe I was thinking about the chupacabra. Never mind.
That's that like canine creature.
Yeah,
from
yeah, I got
Mexico.
that confused. Never
But
mind.
yeah, Cthulhu like this.
Yes, I don't know mythical stuff.
I'd say I know. So like, yeah, she's like a Cthulhu kind of thing with her tentacles and ancient and all that stuff.
Yeah, she's like an ancient goddess, basically.
Out of all of them, she's depicted as the bad guy of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Even though technically she is the most adorable, like somewhat most relatable to.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, she's the most laid back,
Yes,
the most chilled out of everyone in the group.
everyone pretty much in EN.
Yeah, in general, yeah. Because normally nowadays, you barely like see her collabing with like a lot of people because she's like solely either focusing on doing her artwork or she's like talking with her chat. But in like the most calmish,
Calm,
in like serene,
relaxed.
yeah,
She has, of course, she has her funny moments and adorable moments.
exactly.
Wow.
So cute. Yeah, Wa is one of them. Of course, mentioning the takodachis as well, especially when it comes to feeding them cookies.
Or eating them.
Exactly. Those stuff are the most like adorable things like ever. Like if you have a really stressful day and you really need someone to watch who will like ease
Like
you
a-
down,
oh,
you need to watch Ina.
Watch Ina.
Yeah.
Ninomae Ina'nis.
Ina, in my opinion, is one of the most cutest members too. And it's not just because of like her design, but the way how she depicts herself in general as like the most
Her approach towards people.
yeah. She's like one of the most wholesome when it comes to the group. The
She would bonk you with her crowbar.
yeah, there's that and also her dad jokes.
Oh yeah, her puns and
Their
jokes.
puns, yeah.
Oh my gosh. The most out of hololive, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite ones is when they were doing the RPG for the first time with Callie hosting, and then her name.
Or Ninomae. It's so long. It's so. Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you remember what her name was?
I was trying to do it, but I can't.
You'll be all right.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I was thinking of their Halloween one.
No. It's the one
But
before.
yeah,
It's the very first one.
They're myth breakers. You'll be alright.
That was amazing. And then like in the middle of the sentence, I think it was either Callie or Kiara that said something, and then Ina came back saying something like, "Oh, you'll get used to it." And then everyone started breaking down. Ame was shaking her head.
Ina always has a way to like
Come up with like
come up
an
with
incredible
a
pun.
joke or a pun or joke. Just find some way to sneak it in there. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my.
And seeing the reactions of the other English members are just just a great thing to see.
Yeah.
Whether if it's like, oh my gosh, why? Or it's like they're like breaking down with Ina. It's incredible.
Yeah. She's a genius when it comes to that.
Yeah, she's just so chill. I love that about her.
Yeah. So, out of holoMyth, your
Great.
favorite. I'm pretty sure you already said, but your favorite.
This one. Gawr Gura.
Gawr Gura, the one, literally her first word. Ah.
Yeah.
Just echoed too, so.
Did I actually say that without...
Yeah, you said at the beginning.
I didn't even notice. It just came out of my mouth. I was like, I'm trying to figure out.
I looked at you like, after saying that, I was like, okay.
I didn't even notice.
It's fine. My favorite, I can't really say a favorite.
Oh my god.
I love all of them
Me too.
as they are. If I had to pick one, even that's difficult. I probably, maybe I
Who are
would...
you leaning towards right at the moment?
At the moment,
Yes.
even I don't know.
You gotta pick one.
At first, I did say Gura. I did say Gura at first. But now, of course, I love all of them. But I'll probably say...
Stop cheating. You gotta
Oh,
pick
I
one.
said
Come on.
Gura.
I can't.
I said it. I said Gura.
Good. You picked one.
Gura or Callie? Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Callie is also a good one too. I love all of them too.
Of course, of course.
That's why I have all these. These are my babies. No, don't fall, don't fall.
do that as you did that to all your babes. All right.
Yeah, but
Before
that is
that is
this is
Gen
holoMyth. So
holoMyth Gen 1. Before we get on to Gen 2, there are a few that I would like to mention. One, the first EN staff member, which honestly doesn't really show herself at all. Like, I don't even know the last time she made an appearance, or if she ever did.
yeah, I don't
Her,
even think she's even in the company anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Although I think we could bring her up though.
her name is Omega, and from the design that I saw her, oh, I don't know if I can describe her.
She's elegant. Like, let's just say she's all white. She looks like a goddess. Let's just say that.
She does look like a goddess in some way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
but that's mainly
the one we know the least.
Yeah, sadly.
Of whole life.
Yeah, and it's weird too because she has her own channel. So many people are subscribed to her, and she hasn't even uploaded a single video. And if I'm not mistaken, if we check anything related on hololive at the moment, I believe you can't find her channel anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's been deleted. Yeah, so either that she continues to work behind the scenes, but she doesn't want to be noticed, or she's moved on from hololive and she's doing something else.
Yeah. So there's that. And the other person I would like to mention before Gen 2, at first, if you wanted.
Let's just say that this next member isn't part of a branch in
At first,
EN.
when it started, it wasn't a part of a group. It was like its own separate thing, like, like Holo Gamers. It was called Project Hope.
Yep.
And that character, or that member is... Her name is
IRyS.
Yes. What she's supposed to be is a Nephilim, which is half devil, half angel, half devil. And so for her, it was her thing, not being originally in a group. Project Hope was supposed to be based off of like more idol, more singing,
more music-based related stuff.
Yeah, like certain other JP members. But yeah, so at first she was that, but then of course she did a lot more gaming and collabs with other members. And she's very interesting. She's very interesting.
To be fair too, when I first saw her, I actually like witnessed like a bit of her like her debut for the first time, and it was actually pretty interesting seeing her character and all. And one thing that I could really remember, especially in the early days, when she first made her debut, was her introduction in Minecraft. I don't know if you remember, but she accidentally joined the Japanese server instead of the English server. So she was wandering around trying to figure out everything. So
I see. I didn't see that. So
yeah, that was one of the earliest memories that I had with IRyS. It's really quite interesting. But in my opinion, most of her stuff, when it comes to like stream related stuff, won't come until after the next generation comes out, and we'll discuss about them in a bit. But the number one thing that we know about IRyS, especially around this time, is that what Caspin mentioned earlier is her music. And in my opinion, I think she has one of the best song selections when it comes to, well, not just English, but even just in hololive in general.
Yeah, I've only listened to a few, and they are good, really good.
Do you know some of the titles of some of her songs?
No.
Yeah, it's hard for me too. I don't want to sing them because, again, copyright, but there are some good ones out there that you should listen to. If you want to, check out IRyS's channel. I'll be linking
You're gonna
them.
be licking them? What?
No, I'm not licking the... not licking them. Linking them in our description, okay? So I'll have all the other channel members as well, so...
Other than that, one thing that sticked out when for IRyS was that her 2D model was very different compared
Now.
to the other hololive members, and of course now.
This the one that I'm currently wearing at the moment too.
I
This is
guess
her original
it's
design.
what she looked more like until now.
Yeah.
It's like more bright and
Yeah, more colorful, more I don't want to say abstract, but like it
looks
completely like
like
makes her look how do I say it?
similar to that of the other hololive members. Models.
I guess you could say that, but it's still like is IRyS, but not like too.
It's IRyS in a different way.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
IRyS in a different way.
I find this really interesting too, but I heard that the artist who's like responsible for her is also one of my favorite Vocaloid producers. I never knew about that until she mentioned the name. So for those of you who don't know, and this is a fun fact, the artist behind IRyS, his name is Tora Boruta. So for those of you who don't know Vocaloid, or who knows Vocaloid, I should say, one of my favorite songs of all times is from Kagami Rin, aka the little plushie sitting on my bed with the blonde hair. He created a song called Kokoro, Heart. It is one of the saddest and most beautiful songs in Vocaloid history. And when I learned that he was the one who drew IRyS, I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool. And then doing the 2.0 and stuff with IRyS and the new model, absolutely stunning. Absolutely amazing.
Okay.
So I didn't even know about that
So-
until recently. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that is IRyS from Project Hope, which I will talk more about
Yeah.
that. So
I feel-
moving on.
Yeah. I feel like for us to talk more about IRyS in particular, we need to talk about the next gen.
So next one, Gen 2, known as holoCouncil. If would you please.
This is holoCouncil.
Yes. 5 members, although
Sadly, one of them is already
one of
graduated.
them- yes, sad.
We will save her for last, though, because we think she deserves a special spot.
Yeah. Okay. So, our first member of holoCouncil, and these are based off of like godlike beings, I'd say. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, somewhat.
The first member, we have Ceres Fauna. Ceres Fauna, or
I believe it's called Ceres Fauna.
Yeah,
She's
Ceres-
called Ceres Fauna. Fauna.
yes, and for her, she is pretty much Mother Nature. And she is one of the most, like, how would you say?
Beautiful, elegant.
I was gonna say, like, calm, not quiet,
So-
but like,
If
Her-
you guys watch My Little Pony and you know who the character Fluttershy is, it's basically her.
that's basically her without the less shy.
Yeah,
part.
she's sociable, but she has like the traits of
Her
Fluttershy.
voice, she has such an elegant voice.
Yeah, her voice literally sounds like her if you think about it.
Yeah. So
And the fun fact too that she brought up about bronies in one of her streams too.
she did.
I was like,
Oh, no.
that made me respect her even more. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Coming from a former brony, yeah.
So she's Mother Nature,
Mm-hmm.
and I do love. She hasn't. Out of them, she has. She's uploaded the least amount of songs.
Yes, but
But-
I want to say I hate to admit this, but some of her songs are either hit or miss.
They're not our taste, our kind of music.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it was her original. I forgot what it was called, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a big fan of it. It sounds yeah, I understand. It's calming. It's so
It's not. It's just not his
yeah,
kind of music.
yeah. It's not my taste, but I do respect her because at least the song isn't bad. But it's just not my taste.
Yeah. However, aside from music, I do love her interactions and collabs with either gen mates and other EN members and some of ID members, and it's very interesting collabs and interactions, specifically with EN's
Yes.
members. It's like she's also in some cases, for me, in my opinion, for me, like relatable in some.
Oh,
Like,
depends. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
some of her interests too, very interesting, and all that. Like,
To be fair, though, I feel like out of all the ones that we'll be talking about in Council, I feel like Fauna is going to be the one that we least talk about.
not for disrespect, just
Yeah,
like,
but I feel like, in my honest opinion, I feel like she's one of the weaker members in that gen. But she's still powerful in her own way. That's the thing.
it's pretty much when she's collabing with other
Yeah,
members.
yeah.
That's where she shines.
Yeah, no hate on her though, because I still love her too.
I do. I do love her calm like demeanor and all that.
Exactly. That's
But
what
of
makes her
course, there
unique.
are moments where,
Yeah, because me personally, what I really like about her is her voice.
yeah, her
Because
voice.
yeah, her voice sounds so distinct compared to the other members. Well, especially English. That's why I really enjoy Fauna, listening to Fauna, especially with her ASMRs though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her ASMR is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. So, moving on to
Switching gears. Let's go.
the next member, the one in the middle of his shirt. We have Ouro Kronii.
Mm-hmm.
And my gosh,
Kronii.
she is the time warden,
Yes.
the, I guess, ruler of time, and I love her like collabs and interactions. Not honestly, not with just some of the members of EN and other hololive members, even with her own chat. Like, I would
That's
sometimes see
that.
it in chat, and it's
Yeah.
specifically a One Piece meme. It's like, can we get much higher? And like
Oh,
the
good
moment
gracious.
someone brought that up, and Croni's like, it's laughing. It's
Mm-hmm.
so amazing,
I love
so funny. And
yeah,
then
I just
others,
love how she connects with everyone in general too. Not just like again like her own gen mates, but like other English members, Japanese members, Indonesian, heck, even the Holostars members.
yeah,
That's
oh yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Whether if it's like Monopoly or Mario Party or the one stream with the booth and stuff. I don't want to bring up names now, but because we might save that video for another day.
yes.
Yeah. So basically, like those type of things. Anytime she collabs with anyone, she's always really funny.
It's really funny, specifically with characters like Gura, Callie, and her gen mates. I think that's where her. And then it's funny for JP members whenever they talk to Kronii. So yeah, that's
Does she know how to speak Japanese though?
she's
Or-
learning. She's learning. What I remember is
Yeah.
like the beginning when she was like talking with Polka and I don't remember who else, but when she was trying to speak Japanese, like one of the things she says like "buta, kono buta, kroni buta." Buta or buta is Japanese for pig, so
Yeah.
it was like it was a
No,
funny
that's
moment
funny.
there.
Yeah. Well, at least one other thing that I also like about Crony is like poor timings on certain reactions. Like, let me give you one example. So there's a recent stream with her, and she was reading super chats. All of a sudden, she sees a spider.
Oh, that's that clip. Yeah. So yeah, Kronii was doing a super chat, and there was a moment when a spider was coming from the ceiling, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a big ass spider!"
Yeah.
It's like it was so funny, and then like, of course,
Like, yeah, we know she means well too, because like, yeah, everyone has their own fears and stuff, but like, like maybe there's some unintentional moments that are made to be funny.
the fact like I'm gonna die, and she has to leave. Like I gotta end the super chats. I gotta read them. I gotta end it. And so that,
I felt so bad for her, but at the same time too, at
it's
least she was able to
funny.
manage to get the
Well, yeah.
spider in the end.
Yes, of course. And honestly, Kronii is one of the ones in EN overall that is like has memes and made fun of.
Mm-hmm.
For example, is like from Gura, is like I believe it was Gura that first said, it's like, but Kronii, you're like 95% leg.
Exactly, yeah.
Because like if you see her model, she is one of the taller
Yeah, she's
like
a really tall member in
members,
HoloLive.
and her legs are
Really
they
long.
look really long.
Yeah, like I don't like if you saw the Gura 3D concert when her and Kronii were singing together, and when they brought out the 3D cardboard of Kronii and Gura lifted her up. Oh my gosh.
95% leg.
That's-
I was like, oh my god.
Oh my good gracious, it's so funny.
And then another funny thing for Kronii is her when it comes to Subway and sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, the Subway sandwich.
Kronii is obsessed with whether if it's a sandwich or a sub from Subway or anything else, and like especially one time, one of her collabs with the EN members, Pico Park. Kronii was busy with eating a meatball marinara sub that was like a few days old.
Yeah,
all that.
I think was it like 5 days if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. But yeah. And then, of course, she had another one. So it was like, it got to a point where it's like, some of the other members like, get your meatball sub out of here. And
That's
like,
hysterical.
From Gura and
Yeah,
Callie.
that was hysterical.
How is your meatball, Kronii? It's like, hey, no.
Just leave the girl and her meatballs alone.
Yeah. So that Kronii is an interesting member.
Yes,
to
she
me.
is.
To
Yeah.
me is.
One other thing that I want to quickly mention about Kronii before we move on. Just like Fauna, her voice is also really unique.
Very interesting. Yes.
Because of like how deep her voice is, sort of like Callie's in one way.
Kronii.
It's just like unique that like gives her her own style, I guess.
And the fact that she is somewhat of a, what's it called? OCD like perfectionist kind of thing.
Yeah.
And of course you can't always.
Yeah. Well, she can't speak Japanese. I believe she also speaks Korean. Or
She does.
trying
She
to.
can.
She can.
She can. She's
Yeah.
no.
I was trying to remember.
And by the way, she's for an EN member. She's Canadian.
Yes, I was about to say that
She's
too.
Canadian. So she knows a little French, some French.
Yes. Just like a certain other
Interesting.
VTubers that I want to bring up eventually in a future topic.
Yes. So move a lot from her. Moving on to the next member, Nanashi Mume, and she is supposed to be the guardian of civilization.
Yes.
Pretty much watching over it as civilization builds up and all that. But of course, she's an owl.
Our clumsy owl, part of holoTori too.
Exactly. One of the newer ones.
But at the same time too, in my opinion, she's one of the cutest members in that group. And in my opinion, she also sort of gives out the Gura vibe. If you think about it.
The fact that there have been clips and videos where it's like Gura and Mume sound the same.
Yeah.
They're like sisters. in a
Exactly.
way.
And you can't tell who's who.
A specific quote is like when Mume said Angus beef and Callie thought Gura joined in. I was like, oh my gosh. I actually can hear it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Angus beef.
It's scary.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's sort of like you also seen that stream with Mume and Gura like trying to figure out who's saying who, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's sort of the things that I love about Mume. But one of my favorite things that I absolutely love about Mume is her singing.
Yeah, her singing voice is, oh my gosh.
Absolutely one of the more beautiful voices in HoloLive.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Like, it's just like a new start. Her original. Very beautiful from the start. So, mixing in English and Japanese as well, I thought it was a really good combination. To be fair though, I'm a little biased. Like, if you're an English member, I feel like you should only be focusing on singing English. But I grew over that, so... Yeah, and I grew to love the song too, because at first I hated it, but when I started listening to it more and more, the more I appreciated it for it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ivan Chan hating something
Yeah,
about
surprisingly.
Mume?
Yeah. But now I love it. It's really great. I love it.
Mume is, aside from music because he knows more than me about it. Aside from that, Moe is also, quote unquote, one of the ones to be feared.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like she can have this aura that's like it's like that just scares some of the hololive members. And it's just funny. Like one of the members for the next gen is like you. She's like, oh, I want to be like you. I want to be feared. And then Moomer's like, oh, you want to be feared? It's like, you think I'm scary?
I mean, her
No.
aura hits differently.
It does compared to some of the other hololive members. But yeah, all besides from that, she is adorable, and honestly, some people can relate to her.
Yes, exactly. I feel like that's why she's one of the more popular members in English hololive.
Yes.
But yeah, but mostly when it comes to her, it's also like her forgetting things from time to time.
Mume.
Mumi forger.
Yes. So, moving on from the predator to the prey and chaos herself, Hako's bells.
Nope. Heiko's bells.
Hako's
Heiko's bells. You want proof? It's in the debut stream. Heiko's bells, but we call her Bae.
I guess that's my way of saying, but yeah, I guess Heiko's.
No, it's Heiko's bells. Trust me, 100%, it's Heiko's bells. But we call her Bae.
Yeah, we call her Bae. This. Okay, yeah. Bae.
I pretty much stunned you with that one, but
Yeah,
go on
you're
ahead.
Really serious, you're really serious about that one.
Yes, I am, because I know my facts on that one. Did my voice crack? I know my facts on that one.
Anyways, Bae, chaos herself. She is Australian.
If you can't tell.
She's Australian.
Like, you could tell.
She can speak Japanese really well.
Yeah. Heck, as of the recording of this video, she's actually residing in Japan.
Mm-hmm. She's also thinking of moving there. However, there's something she has to go through for that to happen. So there's that.
Yeah.
And
Do you think she's like sort of like the leader of Council?
Maybe.
I sort of felt that way, especially when they did their first collab together.
There are some cases where she would take charge.
Yeah. I felt like that during the first collab stream because I was like looking at them and I felt like, okay, I think looking at Bae, I think she might be like their quote unquote unofficial leader, but at the same time too, like everyone has a role one way or another.
There's these deities, holoCouncil.
Exactly. Of
Yes.
course, of the creator of chaos, master of chaos. I should
One
say.
funny thing about Bae is how, because of her accent, some of the whole members would, I wouldn't say make fun of, but like, they find it very interesting. Like, the way she says certain things, and they're like, they like point it out. For example, whenever like Bae says like, no, it's like,
No.
Tuesday, drawer.
Oh my good gracious! Yeah.
Strange.
Oh, then again, it's like that
It's her
type of thing.
accent.
It's accent. We can't blame it, right? Because
Can't.
if you live in Australia, then we can't blame you for the accent that you have, because people speak differently. Because we all have different dialects, right?
Yeah. I also like how there are sometimes when she's conversating with some of the members and all that about certain topics, either she doesn't know or she has a different different thought of it. So
At least one thing that I really want to bring up, especially when it comes to Bae, is her relationship with IRyS.
yeah, that married, quote unquote, married couple.
Because I feel like whenever Bae is collabing with IRyS, the dynamic ship between both of them is strong, really strong.
Really strong.
Like that Ame-Same relationship with Ame and Gura, but it's with Bae and IRyS.
To the point where they can pretty much imitate each other's voices.
Yeah.
And it surprised Callie during one of her Jump King streams, like, "Oh my gosh, why do you sound like her?"
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not only that, they even have like a podcast together called the Chadcast.
I don't know if it's still going.
No, I
Maybe.
think they stopped it for now. I'm not 100% certain though, but their topics are interesting.
Yeah, their topics are interesting. But yeah, Bay is an interesting one. Probably the most. Yeah, very interesting. I don't know where I'm going. I was gonna go with that,
Yeah,
but
but she's really unique when it comes to like coming from me again, music perspective.
yeah,
Her songs are bangers.
they are. They are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when I listened to Play Dice the first song, or first time, oh my gosh. Oh, it took me out of a whim. It was wonderful. It was great, fast. It's ear catching. Oh my gosh. There's just something about like the way how she sings it too. Is like so. It makes you want to get off your feet and rave. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Now, the fifth member of hololive, and
You need to bring this up. I'm gonna leave this to you.
so the fifth member of hololive, her name is, as on top of the top one of Ivan Chan's shirt, her name is Tsukumo Sana, or Sana. And what she is like pretty much space herself in a way. I forgot her title as, but like pretty much
I
space.
forgot if it was space or universe.
No, it's space.
Space?
Like she would go around the universe and all that stuff. She was really interested into astrology. She, like Bay,
She's also
she
Australian.
also Australian, and she was the only other member that was dark skinned, other than Flair.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting, huh?
and at the time when, at, okay, but
Want to bring?
I'll bring up.
Yeah.
She was, at first, I'd say she was like one of the lesser known Holo EN members. Like she
Yes.
had probably the least amount of subs.
Yes.
But
I
then
100% agree with
what
you.
changed was that it was very sad because she was the first EN member to graduate. And it was really sad for not just her fans, but like other fans of hololive members, for
Yeah.
especially Ian,
Yeah.
that she, even for me, I was
I'm
tearing, even though technically at the time I didn't really know that much about her. So
It's the same with me too. Oh
I
my gosh, it
felt,
made me think about that 3D concert that they had. Oh
yeah,
my gosh, and the final shot of Sana too. Oh my gosh.
and yeah, it was really sad that back when I saw the last music video she uploaded before graduating, the people in the comments, they actually said like, "Oh my gosh," they're like so sad and all that, that let's get this to like 1 million likes and all that, which they did.
Yeah, thank
And
goodness.
so much respect and love for her. It was, yeah.
It's just so sad to see her move on.
Especially when she's an EN member, and I think at the time she was one of the, she was, it was like only like a year.
yeah, she's also like one of the chilled members too, if you think about it. Because if
No,
I'm not
no,
mistaken, she's
not chill. I will say, if it wasn't, she was the one that pretty much the icebreaker out of the group. Like,
yeah,
if it wasn't for her, the others wouldn't be like this, not talkative, but like talking with each other as much and
oh
all
yeah,
that.
then that makes sense. Yeah, I
So
could
like,
see that.
she was the icebreaker back when they first debuted, because even the other holoCouncil members did mention in their streams.
Yeah. The other thing about Sana too is that I believe we didn't mention it yet is that she's also an artist. A really
She's a good artist,
yeah,
just like Ina and
like Yofi, but
Yofi and
she has like her own unique style too, and the way how she made her how do
her
they call
fan.
them? How do they call their models when they were doing their VR stuff?
Oh, their small.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I forgot. I don't
Big
remember.
plush, big. Wait, no,
Big.
big.
I know big. But
Shoot, shoot. Ah, It was like on the tip of my tongue. Like, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like this design, but only
Similar.
except they have swirly eyes.
Swirly eyes, bigger, rounder heads.
Yeah.
More curved, like
Yeah.
rather than theirs, but very interesting. Very
Yeah.
adorable. Very
Yeah.
adorable.
That's the number one thing I also love about her is the way how she's artistic and the way how she expresses herself through art. And especially in that the new Councilrys plushies are coming out soon. I feel like it's not like, only like right, especially for me that I want to honor her too is that because of her designs being turned into plushies, I want to get them. So hence I'm waiting for them to arrive. I think they're coming in February, but to fill up the rest of the plushies that I have at the moment. So not only am I getting, of course, the current members of Council and IRyS, but also Sun as well. And then probably displaying them on the shelves here with probably Sun at the very top.
Before, yes. Before we move on, I would like to say about Sana is that now that I know a little more about her, I do love the way she interacted with her gen mates and other members. The fact that was she also able to speak Japanese well? I
Yeah,
don't
she actually does speak
yeah, she does
Japanese.
that, and I just love the way like she would sometimes tease or make jokes uh, with other members, like something similar to that of Ina, specifically when she talks with Kronii.
Yeah.
I love their duo, and yeah, she's a great artist. I absolutely love the song she uploaded, and the fact that she actually was interested in astrology and all
It's
that stuff.
crazy.
Like in
It's
my way, I find her interesting, adorable, and actually, in my case, sexy in a way.
Yeah. Oh no, I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
The thing about it though is that what if she never left hololive? Would it put into effect if she would actually be the least out of hololive council today? Or do you think she'll actually make an impact even without her saying that she graduated?
I would say I think if she hasn't graduated, she would improve more, like grow
Yes,
more,
I also agree.
and then some changes and all that.
Because
But
it's sad too, because like she became one of the least talked about EN members to the most talked about ever since her.
graduation,
Yeah, no, just the announcement
uh,
of her graduating.
I still remember
Me
watching that.
too. I was so sad. That's because like I'm not gonna lie too. She was my least favorite English member at that time. But ever since learning about that, I grew so much respect for her that I decided to like keep watching the streams, keep watching what she's doing, and follow like her music and stuff all the way until the very end. And then, man, I just can't.
All
The
right,
concert, the concert is just so wonderful.
it was
But
amazing. Anyways, I
but
was
yeah.
um. So that's holoCouncil.
But I think before we transition over to the next one, what what happened recently between a certain Hope and Council?
What happened? Pretty sure it was this year, yeah.
Yeah, it's just this year.
It's this year. So since honestly, Project Hope wasn't really going anywhere, and the fact that one council was down a member and IRyS would usually interact with council, what they planned was that they got rid of Project Hope and I I guess they got rid of council and they became a new group, new name, but of course same people, they're same members and same stuff. They are now known as Hollow Promise. And so now rather than
holoCouncil, or
it's
let alone Project Hope, now
it's
it's only known as holoPromise.
yes, which consists of Fauna, Kronii, Mume, Bay, and IRyS. And I
Honestly.
got
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's like nothing different. They're the same as always. Of course, we love them. And now well, before I say what I'm about to say, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so basically, like, well, like you mentioned, like nothing's really changed about them. But I feel like if you think about the way how they name themselves as Hollow Promise, I feel like it's not only a promise to themselves, but it's also a promise to the original council that was, and a promise to Sana that they'll continue on her legacy with the new group.
Yeah. So that who would say is your favorite in council and your favorite in promise?
Okay, so I think it's gonna be the same for both. I absolutely adore Nanashi Mume.
See, interesting. And of course, she's amazing too. For
Yeah.
me, it was It was a different person for the whole council,
Yeah.
but now it went straight to Sana for my favorite.
Yeah.
And I honestly can't wait for when he gets his plushes. I'm going to hold Sana, hug her, and all that stuff. And now
You still aren't keeping her though. She's
no,
mine.
I'm not keeping her. Don't mind if I borrow from
You
time
can borrow, but you can't keep her.
Yeah, I know.
She stays here with the rest of her family.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's my favorite in holoCouncil.
But who's
For
your
a
favorite in
Holo
Hollow Promise?
Holo Promise. Of course,
Can
I
I take
love.
a guess?
Yes,
Is it Kronii?
yes.
Yes!
Ouro Kronii. Yes, I just love her. Probably I talked about her the most. Well,
Yeah.
other than Sana, I talked about her the most during. So, yeah. And by the way, Kronii was my favorite for holoCouncil. But of course, it's
It went,
Sana.
yeah, it went from Kronii to Sana to Kronii again.
Kronii for Promise and Sana for Council. Okay. Yeah, I just love her. I love her interactions with others, and
That's fair, yeah. Like the way how she communicates in general.
yes, very much.
But yeah, so that's Hollow Promise, Hollow Council, and Project Hope. But there's one more group that we need to talk about.
The most recent gen, or that was added this year, Gen
Surprisingly.
3. There, would you like to take? Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, so this consists of 5 members, and then we'll get the chance to talk about them in a bit.
Yes.
Here we go. This is none other than
Then
Hollow Advent.
Yes. Now, even though it's only been a few months, we've learned a lot about them.
Yeah.
And we absolutely love them and welcome them.
Yes, for sure.
So,
No, never mind. I'm probably going to bring this up at the end. But for starters, so let's go on ahead and introduce the members, shall we?
our first member of Hollow Advent, and by the way, Advent, these are like, the story behind them is that they're like, in some ways, they committed a crime of some sort, and they were locked up until they broke out and were released, or not released, rather like, well, I guess released by none other than Iago himself. And yeah, that's the little lore behind Advent. So anyways, starting with our first member of Advent, we have Shiori Novella. And she honestly, she is to me, she's a very interesting member compared to
Yes.
some of the others. Why? Because one, some of the things that she talks about in her streams and all that are like, to me, they're, in my opinion, are like different from what some of the other members would talk about. Like she for her, she's like knowledgeable and a nerd
Yeah.
in a way.
No, but I think that's what makes it unique about her because, like, the way how you see Ame in Myth, it's how I see Shiori
She's
in
probably
Advent.
the like most relatable
Yeah,
too.
she's the most techy and she's the most
Not
I want to say technological wise.
when
Like
it comes to like
Yeah.
science and knowledge.
Yeah, because she knows how to edit videos. She knows how to like work on like specific stuff, like dealing with different cameras. Like she does vlogging videos too, and in my opinion, they're pretty cool. And she has like her own unique style when it comes to that type of format.
Yes. And of course, the reason behind her knowledge of certain topics like science and all that, she is the archiver of Advent, and pretty much in some cases the leader.
Yeah.
I'd say the leader of the group, and it's very interesting. And what's funny about her is whether it's like some cases where she's talking about a certain topic, and then the moment that something that she shouldn't have said or talked about, she says it and she doesn't even realize.
Yeah.
It's like, it's, to me, that is funny.
I feel like we tend to do that from time to time without realizing that we accidentally said something we didn't mean to.
And we have she over here to do
Yeah.
it.
I know I tend to do that from
It's
time to
very
time.
funny.
That's why she's sort of like relatable in that type of way.
She is.
Yeah, she's also charming in her own way.
Yeah.
The way how I see it is like the way how she like talks to her audience as well.
She does.
Basically, like it's weird, but at the same time too, it's in a way that we understand her too. So
Yes, yes, indeed.
I'm
So
glad.
a few things about her is one, the fact that she uses scissors for like eating.
Chopsticks, yeah.
That too. That. I'd say her cooking. Something similar to that of Hachima.
That's a little questionable.
I honestly would like to try.
Me too,
But
just to
I
try,
might
just
get
to try.
And then I
Same.
definitely love her interactions with the other Advent members.
Yes, for sure.
It's so fun.
Especially when she's like hosting an event or something like one of the more recent ones. As of this recording is her and Narissa, or one of the members that we'll be talking about soon, and their reaction to watching School Days.
Oh my gosh, no. And the fact that some of the other members are watching it too.
Exactly, too. We'll mention them in a bit too, but yeah.
So, all right, yeah, she's a very interesting hololive member added, and
Yes.
I accept. We need more like
Yes.
that.
In my opinion, she's the most unique out of that group in particular.
Yes. So moving on, our next member.
The shortest member of hololive. One of the shortest.
Yeah, one of the shortest. Onto the, well, for Ivan Chan's case, it's the left side of the shirt, but to the screen, it's the right side. We have Kozeki Bijou.
Koseki Bijou.
A.K.A.
AKA Bibu.
Yes, that's a nickname that the rest of Advent call her, because it's like Bijou or Bibu is like, how would you say it? The baby or child.
Yeah, basically.
It's like,
yeah, I call her Bibu too. So
yeah, I call her Bibu too. It's like, who's Bijou? And
Yeah.
it's even gone to that point too. Like,
yeah,
staff would
exactly.
be like,
who's Bijou or who's Bibu?
Like, staff would like, Bijou, come here, and then herself was like, what? Who's? Like some of the others like, what? Who's that?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like very interesting. For Bijou, one, she is into like the memes, jokes, and
Yeah.
the
Oh
more recent TikToks.
Yeah.
Gosh.
She really got me into like going back to like watching old memes again.
Yeah. That.
The one that I could think of, they're bringing the, what was it again? They're bringing the elves. Wait, was it elves? The elves back to Isengard?
Oh, no, that's from
Hobbits.
Okay.
We're bringing the hobbits back to Isengard.
So there was a recent collab where Bijou, Bay, Fauna, and Kyla, she's not here, an ID member. They played a game, and it's like there was a moment where it's like Bay started to sound like Gandalf to Fauna, and so it's like Bay started to talk like Gandalf, and
Yeah.
what Bijou brought up was like she changed the title of their restaurant in the game to Dumplings to Isengard,
Yeah.
and it's like
Exactly, yeah. Actually, it's not that stream though. It's actually before it. Because she was trying to educate the
oh,
other.
you're mentioning of a different
Yeah.
one. Okay,
She was basically teaching the other
she's
members of
bringing the
Advent
Lord.
about those memes. Yeah.
Mm.
And because or I think it was one of the other members that brought up that they want to watch Lord of the Rings. And so she brought up that meme. And then the rest were questioning about, what is that? What is that?
Oh
And then
no,
she talked to them
you
about
would
it.
disappoint Kiara about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I learned about it. And then when after watching that, I ended up watching the video myself. I scroll down in the comments and I see people saying, "Oh, Bibu brought me here. Bibu brought me here. Oh, thanks, Bibu."
I see.
On the original video too. And because of that, now that song is downloaded on my phone.
Oh gosh.
That's how great it is.
Oh
I have a newfound respect for Bibu on that. It's
yeah.
not just that too. Also, Jar of Dirt from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if you remember that. I got a jar of dirt.
Oh, that one.
That
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Bibu is like the
She's the meme
she's the
master.
memer in the Advent, and some of majority of hololive members. Of course, like she's like Ina in some ways for that because of that, and um yeah what else was I gonna say about Bibu?
She's cute. In general,
She's
she's cute.
adorable in her own
Yeah.
way.
She's a rock.
Yeah.
Did we mention that already? She's a
So
rock?
for her, she is supposed to be the quote unquote the jewel of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Her crime though is weird. It's like because of that, like it messes around with the emotions of other people around her, and so it became bad, and it's like she was locked up because of that, despite that being like the little one. So yeah, that was her crime. The jewel of emotions, pretty much a rock, pretty much a rock.
But
And
yeah, that's mostly what we love about Bijou. Is just like the way how she expresses memes and stuff. Sticking out your gat. Yeah.
no, from TikTok, yes. Oh gosh, oh boy.
I learned that song, or at least Bibu's version of the song.
Yeah.
Then again, I know the original too because of Bibu.
All right, before we're gone, let's move on to
Yeah.
the next member.
Wait, one more thing that I want to mention about Bibu real quick. Her relationship with Kaela.
Yeah, from her from Bibu's debut is like how she hates pickaxes because she's a rock and all that. She had made this funny interaction with one of ID members, third gen Kyla, whereas like since Kyla is known as a Minecraft god, she's a blacksmith, she grinds. Of course, pickaxes are one of her most likely tools, and so like they started Bibu and Kyla started collabing because of that funny thing, and
Yeah, pretty much. You pretty much explained it for me. So
it's funny.
I love their relationship.
I love their relation,
Yeah.
their interactions, and yeah.
How do you view them together as like mother daughter or sister sister?
Well, not mother daughter, but like, I guess sister or like.
Yeah, that's the way how I see it too. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Um. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Koseki Bijou.
That's that little funny rock. Anyways,
Let's move on to the
the
tallest member. Let alone,
Oh,
is she
yeah.
one of the tallest in Holo? Is she the tallest in hololive now? Not including Holo Stars, hololive.
and not including the ones that debuted. I think she is the tallest. I think she is the tallest member. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
so-
the tallest member of hololive.
And if you don't know,
Now.
if you don't know who we're referring to, this is none other than Narissa Ravencroft.
Yes, the one on Ivan Chan's right side of his shirt, or you guys' perspective left. So she is known as the Demon of Sound.
Was it sound or songs?
Sounds.
Sounds.
Well, of course, it mostly relates to her singing. So her lore behind her is that her singing, her singing is beautiful. Yes, I definitely love her. By the way, love her music. Her crime was that like her singing, it caused some of these people to go mad, insane, and bad stuff. So because of that, one, on her model, one of her horns is missing because I think that whoever like locked her away like broke one of the horns.
It was something like that.
And so yeah, they locked her away because of that kind of crime. And so yeah, that's pretty much about it. It's because of her singing as the demon of sound. But yeah, besides from that, one, her model looks amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the more beautiful models.
More, yeah, and beautiful, elegant in its own way.
Yes.
Yeah, the tallest member.
I think she actually is
taller than Kronii.
Yeah.
And
is she taller than Coco?
No. That's why I said besides the ones that graduate, because
I missed that then.
for the ones that graduate, Coco would be taller.
Okay.
And of course, Sana would be the tallest one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She can grow to planet sizes. So there's that. To Nerissa, the music that she uploads is
God, they're stellar.
so good. Like
They
literally her first music.
Oh
my
gosh.
God.
Love me. Jeez.
Even though it's the
version.
English version, my gosh,
oh my gosh, it's just so captivating.
She
yeah.
has such a powerful, beautiful voice.
Exactly. That's the reason why I love Nerissa Ravencroft.
No wonder why she's called the Demon of Sounds.
Risa's just on a whole different level when it comes to singing too.
Yeah.
Whether if it's like covering or if it's like singing like her own unique ways in general.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, out of the rest of Advent, hands down, she's the best singer. No questions.
Yeah, no questions asked. Besides her music, I love her interactions with Advent, especially with Bibu.
Yes.
And then some of her Oshis, like Takanashi Kiara.
Yes.
Also, anyone else?
Her
other Oshi is Marin.
Yeah.
Osha
Wait,
Marin.
has she collabed with anyone from ID? I don't remember.
I don't think so. Probably like a group collab, maybe.
Yeah. But not like...
But like her and one other person, I don't think so. So, but yeah, I love her interactions, especially with Bibu and Fumoko and then Shiori.
Yep.
Pretty much Advent. They're together, and it's funny too.
It's just something about her that's just like so charming about it too.
Yeah.
I love the way how she brings up like a bunch of like things that like older people would relate to and talk about it with those guys.
Yeah.
Because one example is bringing up Barbie.
Oh, that and the old My Little Pony.
Yes, not the version that like we know for like bronies and stuff, but like the one that was released in like early 90s and 80s, that My Little Pony.
Yeah, very interesting.
That comes to show how old Nerissa really is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, it's really interesting though.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly when it comes to Risa, it's her singing.
It's her singing, yes.
Hands down. I think that's like the best feature of Risa.
And of course, her interactions with the other admin members.
One thing that I also want to mention before we move on is her relationship with her sisters.
Oh yeah, her. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. More recently.
Gosh,
Pretty much. There is a certain feature that they all share
in common.
In common, yes, other than the father. My gosh. And then of course I've only heard one of the family members' voices, but their voice is also beautiful in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like oof.
But recently we just heard IRyS. So that's the older sister. So between Risa, she has two older sisters, so we're talking about the middle child. So both of them had like a singing competition recently, And towards the end of the stream, they Risa had a chat or I think it was a super chat from someone, or no, Naka Super from someone, and they basically tried to make Ane Risa say like,
Like the cutesy,
the cutesy type of
the
things, yeah.
cutesy cringe kind of
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. I don't want to mention
One
it.
of them includes uwu.
Yeah,
So,
basically, yeah. Like, you know what we're talking about when you say stuff like that.
yes.
There's
My
that.
gosh.
There's that, and then there's I forgot her title, but she's basically the oldest sister, but she's already a mother with 6 children already. So
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But to
that's-
mention too, yeah, the relationship between them that she shares with her sisters is amazing and funny at the same time. Full on respect to like her sisters as well for what they're doing. Great stuff.
Yes. Moving on.
Let me introduce these last two. I want to introduce them badly.
Please do. Please
Okay,
do.
the final members, but you explain the lore for them, please.
So,
This-
all right.
yeah, do the lore first, actually, and then I'll bring them up.
So, without trying not to mention.
Yeah, without mentioning their names.
Without mentioning their names, these two, and I will say in some cases, even though it's 5 members, sometimes these two, they act as one. So, these quote unquote twins, the lore behind them is that their crime is that, I guess in some cases they're mischievous towards the people, despite being like guard dogs, and so because of their mischief and trouble, causing trouble for the people and all that, they were locked up, and technically, there's even though locked up, they still had like video games and snacks and stuff, but of course, they're crimes for mischief and stuff. So, that's their lore.
Without
And
further
please
ado,
introduce these.
so for the ones that he's referring to, they're the ones in the middle of the shirt, standing literally next to Shiori. So the one on my right or your guys' left, this is Fuwawa, and the one on my left or your guys' right, this is Mokoko. And together they create Fuwa Moko. So
These two-
Fuwawa Abiscard and Mokoko Abiscard. Fuwa Moko.
One of the first twins I ever heard of for VTubers.
They're not the first for me.
I know
but
they're not the first, but like, well, they're the first twins for hololive.
yes, for holoLive
Definitely
in
for
general,
sure.
yes, that's a fact.
And
Honestly, in my
I'll let you talk more about it. You seem to know a lot more about them than me. So
Full Moko morning. That's all I really have to say. So basically, every single day, if I'm not mistaken, they are basically like, so like think about it as like for those who watch like Coco's. Sorry for that.
sorry for that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll get to the conversation in 1 second. Yeah, don't mind that. Again, in the background, it's just my dad.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, continue where you left off.
So think about it as like the morning talk shows. So like, you know how like Coco has like her segments in when she was part of hololive still, and she has her segments and talks about like tweets and stuff and like what's been happening with like hololive recently. That's sort of the same, but in Fuwamoko's twist. So bringing them up, they have like their own talk show, and what they do is, of course, like explain like the collabs that they've been into, what the rest of hololive is doing, and of course showing up pictures of people's dogs. Really cute and very appreciative about it. But however, they both have unique personalities and unique charms that I absolutely love about them. Starting out with Fuwawa, for example, she cannot pronounce her R's.
Yeah, R's or L's.
Yeah, like for
Almost.
one clear example that I love that I've seen recently was her trying to attempt to say the word walrus. Walrus?
How does she?
Walrus,
Oh,
walrus, walrus, walrus. And then there's the sister Mokoko, who has like that type of dialect. Every time she finishes a sentence, she always has the OS sound to it. So like when you hear her like do her intro, like take for example, like their intro goes, "I'm not a Chihuahua, I'm Fuwawa," and then Mokoko goes, ana fuwawa, I'm mokokoe. Like she has the
Oh,
OS.
now that I think about it, I
Yeah.
think I do hear that.
Yeah, she adds that sound every time she finishes a sentence. Like you could literally hear that. That's a really unique charm of her. Other than that, it's mostly like their dynamic duo-ship together as like sisters, and like how much they like know each other, like when something's going to happen or when they sync up with each other when they know something will
Oh,
happen
I do want to
together.
say I have been seeing clips and all that recently. The way that because they're twins, of course, the way they would sync up and say certain things at the same time, like as if like it was scripted, even though it's not. It's like
No.
that twin telepath kind of thing. Like I find it so like interesting and surprising and all that, to the point where it's like I also like to see like clips or compilations
Yeah.
of Fuamoko
Yeah.
syncing and the reactions of other hololive members when it comes to that.
Like Toa and
Mm,
Matsuri.
yeah,
Good
that's very
gracious. Yeah,
interesting.
it's not just that too, but one other thing that, especially when it comes to Mokoko, are sneezes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some interesting things about each other, like of course, for example, Mokoko sneeze or like when it comes to sneezes, Fuwawa's is like gentle in a way, and then contrast to and
Mokoko!
then unlike that, Mokoko is
They're
like
like
the
trust issues when it comes to sneezes.
loudest sneezes and saying something. For me, my favorite when it comes for her sneezing is when she says IKEA.
Achia. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like so loud and all
It's
that.
so funny. I love
I love the
it.
contrast between them.
Exactly. So they have like their similarities, obviously, but they also have their differences. One
Yeah,
of them, of course, is their sneezes.
yeah. Fuwawa being that calm, gentle kind of
Yeah.
demeanor, and then Mokoko on the other hand is that like pretty much a tomboy,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
loud
but at the
expression.
same time, too, when you think about it, Fuwawa is also like the overprotective sister over Mokoko.
Yes,
Like anything that happens to Mokoko, Fuwawa's right there third wheeling every single time.
yes. Especially the joke where it's like they're one this whole time. Like who was it like Fuwawa's or either Fuwawa or Mokoko is like the one, and then the other is like an enigma
Yeah,
of some sort.
exactly. I think it was Mokoko who was like thinking that Fuwawa is the enigma. Like for like one joke that I saw was like Fuwawa's gone and like she's just imagining Fuwawa and then she just came back. She just came back to get some milk
Yeah,
or whatsoever.
very, very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just love their dynamic relationship
Very
together.
interesting.
I think you
A great
I think you
addition.
guys know who my
A
favorite
great addition
VTubers.
to hololive.
Yes, of course. And then I wish I could bring up their past life, but I don't want to in respects to them where they're at right now. So,
Just
if
all
you
I know is that Ivan Chan knows them
yes, I know their
before.
previous life before they joined HoloLive. I'll just say that. Other than that, I think they're doing great from where they're at right now. And I
And
wish
honestly, so glad that hololive would invite these kinds of people.
exactly. I'm hoping all the best for Advent when they eventually get their own 3D models, their own
Oh,
concerts.
I can't wait
Yeah,
when
they're
they're
all big
finally
projects.
more included into like the HoloFest and all that
Yes,
stuff.
that's the stuff that I really can't wait for. Because
Yes.
with the success of Myth, Council, Promise, oh my gosh, it just works so well for them.
Yeah. So that your favorite. I don't have to guess which one. Can you
Bao
guess?
Bao.
Can you guess which one is my favorite?
I don't want to say that yours is Fuwamoko. My guess for you, I'm gonna go with Shiori.
And I will say, at first, yes, it
At
was
first.
at first. However, honestly, my favorite now, something similar to Myth. I can't really think because I like all of them
It's the
in some
same with
way.
me. I just have that biases towards Fuwamoko.
All right.
But I still love all of Advent.
Yeah, I do love Advent.
Then again, I love everyone in English.
Yes, in English,
Japanese,
JP, ID.
ID, yeah.
Ugh.
Again, all of them have their unique charms.
They do. They do. So,
So who's your current favorite in Advent then? Is it Risa?
I don't know.
Is it Bibu?
I don't
Is it
know.
Fuwamoko? You can't touch Fuwamoko, they're mine.
I'm not touching them, but I still have them as a favorite. I guess a little more towards Fuwamoko,
That's fair.
specifically Mokoko.
Mokoko? Yeah, that's fair, honestly.
Well, of course, I love all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, all of them have their unique charms from one another, and and whenever they collab with each other, it just makes it all the more really fun, really great, and really funny.
Yeah. So, further ado, that is hololive, specifically the EN branch.
Yes.
It's very interesting cast of characters.
I'm surprised that we're able to go this long talking about just 3 different generations of hololive.
Basically 3, but that's just because of the fact that we can understand what they're saying. We can understand and know a lot more about these hololive members, and
Yeah.
they honestly went through a long way. Like, if it weren't for a certain hololive member, we wouldn't have hololive members like these. So
We got to thank Coco for that, honestly.
yes, of course. But yeah, all amazing. All amazing.
Mind if I ask one more thing before we end up wrapping this
Sure.
video? How would you rank each of the generations in English? I'm going to throw you a curveball on that. See? It's hard, right? Because for me, I also don't have a definitive answer.
Don't ask. Why would you ask that?
I was just curious if you actually did have them. Because if I was going to pull
course.
out like recency biases, then I would have said Advent.
Anyways, yeah, that is hololive EN.
We love all the members, one way or another.
Not just EN, also JP and ID.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see more from them.
Yeah,
So,
but if you enjoyed this episode, talk about who your favorite EN member is.
and if you're new or don't know much about them, look them up, watch them up. Hopefully you learn something from us or just find videos and clips and all that about them.
Yeah, exactly. All the more, it'll be like an introduction to your hololive experience.
Yes, exactly.
Because, again, like we've already recorded for Indonesia and Japanese, give a quick brief intro for them as well. So if you're interested, we're going to be linking those in the descriptions as well. So go ahead and check those out as well. And then when you get a chance to do so, go ahead and try to see which one your favorite may be. You never know, right?
Maybe let us know in the comments.
Otherwise, for those of you who are really into hololive and know holostars, maybe you could tell us, would you like to see us talk about holostars? Because for us, we don't really know much about the holostars members compared to hololive, but we could go ahead and watch their streams and like find clips about them and maybe
try to learn something about each and so on.
Yeah, or at least the English brand Tempest. So
that's all. That's all in my opinion. For me, that's all I know. Like some of
exactly. Because I know more Tempest than basically the rest of holostars.
JP.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is our conversation. I can't believe that we went this long with it again. But again, who's your favorite Oshi in English? Let alone
the favorite hololive member
in general. But yeah, or maybe if there's another VTuber agency that you want us to talk about, like maybe Niji Sanji or V Shoujo, let us know. We'd be happy to discuss more about them in future topics like this.
Yes.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I think we should wrap up at the moment. So, again, I'm Ivan. This is Caspin. Thank you for joining us on the ICduhweebs podcast. And again, hopefully give us suggestions about what topics you want to talk about next, whether it be something related to this or a completely different topic in general.
Yes, of course.
All right. Otherwise, in the meantime, we'll wrap it up here. So, that's it from us. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
JP, ID, EN. Here we go, here we go. Come on, let's go. That's how it's supposed to be, guys. But yeah, see ya.